Hi, I'm Barbara Dick. I'm the executive director. I started the school in 1985, which is a very long time ago. And my small story is that I am a product of New York City, that I was born in the Bronx. I'm a real fan of the Bronx. And I lived in Brooklyn. I went to public high school. I went to public college. I'm a graduate of Hunter College.
Oh, great.
And
it's like New York One. You're the New Yorker of the week.
you know, the interesting thing is that anybody you talk to is from somewhere else, except for me. I can't find too many people who share my background.
Well, how does it make you feel?
Special, very special. And now that they nominated another Supreme Court justice from New York, I think that's really wonderful.
How many people have come through your school, would you say?
Hundreds upon hundreds of people, because we're open from 8 in the morning until 10 at night, and we're open 7 days a week, because it's very difficult in this city to earn your living, and sometimes you have to work non-traditional hours, and so you have to take classes at non-traditional hours, and that's something that we found that very important in terms of our student body.
Where do the students go from here? Have you found? What industries?
I can tell you, I know a West African student saw me on a subway. He'd studied with us like 5 years previously, and said he was getting his PhD at St. John's after he'd started with us as almost, I think, low intermediate ESL student. And I know a Colombian student who came to us after he was working at Chase Bank.
Okay.
You know, and said, I'm working with Chase Bank, and I come in and sign up your students for Chase Bank accounts. And he's a guy also who started with us as a beginner student, and got his residency, and then next thing you know, he's working down the street at Chase Bank.
Oh, that's awesome.
But some of the students are just happy to be able to go to a parent-teacher conference and speak to the teacher without a translator. It's very, very important. Yeah, I mean, they do not necessarily take English for employment. They take English to better their lives, their everyday lives.
That's a good segue. Can you talk to me about some of the challenges? Because when you're talking about teaching English, but this is a gateway to, I guess, support group for learning about other things. Talk about some of the challenges that immigrants go through in America, not just in New York.
Well, first, I mean, of course, there's the discrimination. I mean, people who were professionals in their countries come here and they're washing dishes, and people who look at them, they see a dishwasher, but deep inside, this person knows, well, I was a professional in my country, but it's very difficult for anyone to recognize it, because somehow the lack of being able to speak and understand is equated with ignorance, as much as we know that it's not true.
Why do you think that is? You think is the insecurity based on the person who's projecting it?
Yes, I think so. I think that, people who are not used to it, they don't understand it, and that's the majority.
What do you think feeds into it? Less than 15% of Americans have passports, and just curious. What do you?
Well, there is a xenophobia, of course. There is all of this fear. There's this, superiority sense that my culture is better, that you're living in my country, and there are so many different things that go into it. But I know that their life is very hard. But the immigrants that we have had studying here are very, very hardworking people. I mean, they work 2 and 3 jobs. They send money home. They take care of their children, and they're really trying to better them.
My name is Laura. I'm from Argentina.
My name is Kathy, and I'm from Colombia.
My name is Audrey, and I grew up in Korea.
Okay, so here, we can go over here.
I love the energy here.
Thank you. Well, we realized a long time ago that the immigrant students have specific needs as far as language learning goes. They want survival English, and we never found a book that really suited the purpose, so we decided to write our own. And this is what we did. We wrote the book, we recorded the CDs, we have a whole series. We have of this particular book. This is our basic level, and you can see it starts with very, very simple things. But how many people, if you ask them to please spell your name, they can spell their name? They can't, and we take that for granted.
What was lacking in the other books?
The other books are much too. They're assuming that perhaps people have a level of education that they don't.
Gotcha.
They teach based upon grammar only. Here we put everything in context, and we've taken the essentials that people need in terms of surviving at a very, very beginning level. And we've put it together into a series of books that, of course, get more challenging as as the student progresses. And we have people who start at this very, very beginning level and go all the way.
Doing in New York? What's your goal?
Oh, I'm dancing.
Dancing. Okay. How long you been dancing for?
Since I was 4.
So is it a help to being able to speak English for your dancing career in America, or just?
Yes, definitely, because rehearsing is in English, right? So we do rehearse in English. So sometimes I don't understand what the choreographer is saying, but I'm yes, I understand some.
Yeah. Your English is very good, very well.
No.
No, I'm being serious. What are some of the challenges for you? We talk about the challenges for everyday immigrants. What are some of your challenges?
Well, the
26 years, by the way?
Yeah, I guess the challenges for us are hiring good teachers
Okay.
who are very compassionate,
Okay.
who understand, and who are willing to follow our methodology.
Okay.
There are a lot of people now who graduate from, ESL training programs and master's programs, and they have very definitive ideas as far as methodology goes, and it's really hard to change some of these people around.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what works because we've been doing it, and someone who just graduates does not.
What advice, Barbara, would you give to, because you're an entrepreneur and you're actually empowering entrepreneurs, but any advice you give to anyone trying to start their own business, trying to?
I would say that nobody gets anywhere without working hard, and I can tell you that when I was young, it's not that I don't work hard now, because I do, but I worked really, really hard. I mean, I just had in my mind, I was determined that this is what I was going to do, and somehow I envisioned myself doing it, and I think you have to have the vision of yourself doing it, and you just move towards that vision.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. It was
Great
a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for coming.
You too.